Okay, so I haven't done a live stream in a little bit. So I'm going to kind of repeat myself a little bit. Sorry to say this, but I want this stuff to get out there. I still have an open invitation to Kush Day. I would really like you to come on so we could talk about a little bit about Moorish history with the stuff that you supposedly present, and you say you have receipts. What the hell are receipts? I mean, the stuff that you are showing are from books, are from Els and Bays themselves, so it's not true. Another one that I'd like to have come on is Azir Ducateers. And again, a lot of the information that he is posting on his channel, a lot of that is false information. And I have a few videos that I did that I debunked him. So, okay, so one more person I'm going to call out is the Grand Master Sheikh himself, supposedly Grand Sheikh, Taj Tariq Bey. Um, I mean, I highly doubt any of these three people that I just named will ever come on here because they cannot prove anything of what they're saying. Okay. Kush Dag is just pushing out videos almost every day. Azir Ducateers pushes out videos at least once a week. And then Taj Tariq Bey is on House of Reawakening Minds. And he, Taj Tariq Bey is a great storyteller of tall tales. Okay. He comes up with a lot, a lot of bull crap. And you know when he's coming up with bull crap, when he goes, etc., etc., etc. He's just making stuff up as he goes. Then his followers, supporters encourage him to keep it up with the bull crap that he's talking. And I mean, I've watched enough of Moorish Science Temple of America's um, holy day things, and they don't bring up any of the stuff that Azir Ducateers, um, Kush Day, or Tosh Tariq Bey. I mean, they're all full of crap. I mean, if they were true to the temples, they wouldn't be talking all this nonsense. And yes, that's what it is. It's nonsense. So again, I am extending a to do a live stream with hopefully all three of them. But I'd really like to do a live stream with either Taj Tariq Bey or Kush Day. Those two are the the bad seeds of the so-called Moorish movement. And then let me just um, get you up to date with some of this stuff. There's At one point there was over 50 different factions of the Moorish group with different um, Moorish American governments, and they're slowly dwindling down. Because some of these people are opening up their eyes and realizing that that's not the place to do or what to do. I mean, a black person gets pulled over and said, "Oh, I'm a Moorish American. I have the right to travel. I'm an indigenous to this land." Okay, you are not indigenous to this land. Okay, if you go back into Moorish history, Moors were Egyptian, Arabic, and Berber, and known as Muslims, not Muslims. And they invaded northern Africa and southern Europe. And it wasn't a it was pretty bad what they did. And I just don't understand why the African Americans in this country who claim to be Moors are saying that they are Moors. If you look at the history, they treated you horribly. I mean, why would you want to be something where they treated your ancestors horribly? Yes, there were black folks in the Moorish movement. They were guards and servants, but the majority of the black folks, I really being blunt here, is they killed a lot of them, to my understanding and what I have read. Okay, so again, it's just I just don't understand why you want to call yourselves Moors and stuff like that. And I understand your so-called prophet had a vision, and did his vision work? No. If you read up on your so-called prophet, he claimed to be a street magician, a medicine man able to cure all kinds of common colds and illnesses and stuff like that. What did he die of? Why couldn't he? Why wasn't he able to cure himself of what he had? Okay, and you believe that he actually traveled to Egypt to learn all of this stuff. I'm not finding it anywhere. I've looked, and I have put um, I have sent Freedom of Information Acts about him, and I haven't got anything back. So this was a couple years ago, but I mean, I did a video showing you all that he did not attend the 1928 Pan American Summit like you all believe he did. He didn't even show up there. So, and you still all believe that he went there and spoke with the president and did this and did that. I'm sorry, he did not show up. The so-called Ships Manifest was not a real thing. And in 1928, at that time, you needed a passport to leave the country. Timothy Drew or Thomas Drew or Noble Drew Ali or whatever names he's used, he did not have a passport, and he never went to the 1928 Pan American Summit. So I really hate to break that to you, but again, I've repeated this a number of times. I did a video showing everybody who attended, and supposedly your prophet spoke with the president at the time, and everything that the presidents do are archived. And there's no mention of Drew Ali ever speaking to the president. I think it was back then was Calvin Coolidge, if I'm remembering this stuff correctly. But you know, I do understand what your so-called prophet tried to do because of the racism back in the early 1900s and pretending to be something that you are not, so you're not getting harassed and stuff like that. Okay, but when you get people like Taj Turik Bey and let's see, who the first bad so-called Moorish American would be CM Bay. And if you read up on the Zodiac Constitution, you'll realize that CM Bay was an anti-American, anti-government guy, and um, he should have been arrested. He probably would, in today's world, he probably would have been arrested. But with that being said, Taj Turk Bay needs to be arrested. Same with one of his followers, Light Tajiri Bay, and stuff like that. So here's another thing, folks. There's still people out there selling these bogus nationality cards, travel documents, status correction, declaring your nationality. Don't pay for any of that crap. It's a scam. Okay. Your nationality is you're an American citizen. Okay. If you were a Moroccan, your nationality would be Moroccan American. Okay. There is no such nationality as Moorish American. The Moorish, again, were Egyptian, Berber, and Arabic people. Okay. They're from all over the place. It wasn't one nationality itself. So there's where your so-called prophet was wrong. So that's that. Let me just go back to explaining or talking about the paying for the nationality cards and all these documents that everybody pays for. And you have Light Tajiri Bay, she has 40 different documents that you're supposed to put on the public record, and her idea of being put on the public record is putting on YouTube and Facebook, and then doing these fake court hearings and stuff like that. Again, that is what is known as paperwork terrorism, and it's I'm sorry, but that's not a good thing to do, because you will end up in jail. There's a number of so-called Moorish Americans that have been in jail. Something recently that I've passed on with the videos and stuff like that was this Grand Sheik. I think it was in Kansas City or somewhere in there in the Midwest. Jerry Lewis Bay. He was otherwise known as a gangster. It had nothing to do with anything. He killed people, made a lot of money and stuff like that under the Moorish Science Temple. There are still people doing that today, but they're not killing people, but they are making money off of a lot of uneducated people that don't know what's going on. They just hear from somebody like Taj Turk Bay, who sounds like he's a very intelligent man, and he's not. I mean, you just gotta listen to the ideology of these people, and you realize it's just like how crazy these people are. I mean, my first encounter of a so-called Moorish American is a guy who goes by the name of Sylvester Bay, aka Tex Mason, and here he calls himself Tex Mason. And he's part of the redemption movement, a sovereign citizen thing. And he makes a lot of money by scamming people on YouTube, Facebook, and other social media things. And it's sad. That's I don't think Drew Ali had scamming people in mind when he opened up the Moorish Science Temple. But you're going to get bad apples and everything. But it's I hate to say it, but they have to learn. And if you end up in jail, it's a hard lesson to learn about what you believe is true. I mean, last summer, the summer of 24, there was what is it, 3 so-called Moorish Americans that were killed by police. One in Florida, one in Pennsylvania, and one in Texas. And all 3 of them were from from our followers of Lake Tajiri Bay or Taj Tarik Bay. Oh, I don't need a driver's license. I'm traveling, not driving. And the police officers tell them to step out, and they had a gunfight, and they have lost their lives. Is that what Moorish Science is about? I thought it was about love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And none of that took place with all of that. Okay, so here's the last part of what I want to discuss. So I just put this out a couple of times on Facebook when the so-called Moorish American, I'm calling them out about stuff that they post, and it's just like, oh, you're wrong. It's just like, so all you have to do, I put this challenge out to any so-called Moorish American. If you can show me legitimate proof, I don't mean the color of your skin or anything like that. I want to see documentation, legitimate documentation, that you are a descendant of the Moors, and I will take down all social media channels. I have this YouTube channel, and I have a backup YouTube channel, then my Facebook page. Okay, there's 3 accounts that I have. If anybody, so-called Moorish American, can show me legitimate documentation of your family lineage that links you to being a Moor, I will take my accounts down. And with that being stated, I am calling it quits on here. I didn't plan to be on for almost 20 minutes, but I just wanted to make a point here. So let me recap this. I put out an open challenge to Kush Day, Azir Dukateers, and Taj Tarik Bey to come on my platform and discuss Moorish history. And if you do want to come on here, have legitimate resources, not talk about this and have a book from Mr. L or Mr. Bay or Mr. Day. I want to see legitimate resources to back up everything that you claim. And with that being said, thank you all for listening.